Welcome to the Chloe Valentine Show. I'm just kidding. It's still Starmery. Starmery is still my maiden name, as always it will be. But you have channeled into Greenville, South Carolina this time, and I am your host. Instead of seeing Jeff on the screen somewhere either in our bungalow at home or some old house or whatnot,
I'm sorry, Oscar's sniffing.
You are here with me in our garage apartment, and I am going to talk to you about something that I do on the daily. It slightly annoys Arna because it's every single day, Monday through Sunday, but it's the work that I do. I'm going to dive into it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And the stuff that I deal with every single day evolves around the wonderful, everyone should probably know what it is, Airbnb. Do you know what that is? I hope that you do, or at least you know what short-term rentals are, and that they are pretty much exploding all across the US, and that's something that I have dived into for the past 3 years. I have been a co-host of 9 Airbnbs in Jacksonville, Florida, that I have become an expert at, and I want to share with you guys today what a superhost is, how to become a superhost for an Airbnb, as well as what are the benefits, or if there are any benefits in becoming a superhost. So please pay attention. So the first question is pretty easy to start with, and that is, what is a superhost of an Airbnb? So a superhost of an Airbnb is someone that is like a shining role model for other future hosts. They are the ones that have awesome customer service, communication, the experiences are great. It's like you are your own hotel, but you base it off of customer service, personal experience. It's like one of the greatest tiers because you want your guests to feel the best. The second question, number 2, is how can you become a superhost of an Airbnb? Number 1, you have to have an Airbnb account, of course, and you have to have at least one listing. So an Airbnb account, you have to log in and get that done and verify yourself and everything, and then you have your first listing, which that takes a bit of time to get that set up. But once you have that listing, you cannot become automatically a superhost because you have to have some experience behind your belt. With that being said, the next couple of steps to become a superhost are pretty much all of Airbnb's superhost requirements.
But what are those?
Well, Airbnb's superhost requirements are just 4 requirements. Number 1, it has to do with the amount of bookings that you have. So you can either have at least 10 previous bookings or completed reservations, or you can have at least 3 reservations that total 100 nights in the length. It kind of depends on what you're able to get in that first 365 days. The second thing is that you have at least a 90% response rate. Now, what does that kind of go towards? That's mainly towards the communication with the potential guests. So when you get an Airbnb response or someone is inquiring for your Airbnb, you are answering in the length of 1 hour. So 1 hour or less you're replying because you want to get those people to book your place. So obviously you want to get them the answer or approve their request as soon as possible. Now for number 3, the third requirement from Airbnb to become a superhost has to do with cancellations. So this means that within a whole year, or the length of a year, so 365 days, your cancellation rate is less than 1%. You're pretty much not canceling on any type of guest that has a reservation. If you have 100 reservations in 1 year, you've only canceled 1 in that year. I have learned that there are some areas where you can kind of like cut the corner with that. A pro tip for me on the cancellation rate, say a guest books like 2 to 3 weeks out from their reservation arrival, and then a week beforehand they are asking if you can cancel their reservation for them and whatnot, and you usually, without thinking about it, you'd say no, not a problem, it's perfectly fine. However, I try my best to never cancel, as a superhost should. So I always push it on them, hey, you as the guest can cancel, and if I owe you anything with a refund, I have no problem with that. I'll do it manually. It is so much better than getting higher than at least 1% reservation cancellation. Let's keep it to 1% or none. Let's just keep it to 0% cancellations. Let the guests do the cancellations. And for the fourth requirement from Airbnb, that is the overall rating. So to be a superhost, again, it's based on exceptional customer service as well as wonderful experiences. And that means the overall experience is the location, the value, the cleanliness, the communication. I think there's one more, but you get rated on that by the guest. So you want to make sure that before the guest gets there, everything is done to a T so that they have nothing to complain about or to reduce your place in value. What you have to have for Airbnb to be a superhost is through the whole year, you have to have a 4.8 overall rating. I mean, the highest you can go is a 5. What I suggest is that you learn from every single review. So one other one that people kind of ask after they know what a superhost is if they have to apply. You do not have to, actually, you can't apply to being a superhost. So what happens is that Airbnb quarterly, their dates are
January 1st, April 1st,
January 1st, April 1st, July 1st, and October 1st. Every time those dates come up, they do this quarterly assessment, which is going over if you're 4.8 or higher still, if you have 1% or less of cancellation rates, if you're 90% response rate, and also if you have the proper amount of bookings that were made that year. Then they make their assessment, and then I think it's 5 days or so after their assessment, you as the main host would get an email from Airbnb with a congratulations, you're a superhost and stuff like that. I guess you have to wait and see till January 1st to see if you got yours or not.
It's so fucking hot in here. Whew, I need my AC running, but it's too loud.
Now we're on to the, I guess, best parts of being a superhost, and that is the benefits that come with being a superhost. And there are added benefits to becoming a superhost and being acknowledged. So the first one has to do with money. And I'm pretty sure we're okay with that. So with a superhost, you are going to be seeing an increase in the amount of money that you get in each month because your Airbnb will be shown more visibly to future guests. People will be able to find you more easily, and that in turn will give you more income for your Airbnb. And the second benefit is that you will be attracting more Airbnb guests to your actual listing. And the way that they do this is, number one, I told you about this beforehand, is that superhosts are identified with a badge of superhost status. So Airbnb, if you've ever used Airbnb or you are a host, you should know if you are searching to go on a vacation or needing it for work and you're searching in Georgetown for one person from November 2nd to 4th or something, and you want to make sure that people are the highest standard, I would go to their filters and press Superhost, and all the Superhost Airbnbs in that area would show up. And that is essentially visibility that increases with being a Superhost. And the last benefit also technically has to do with money, but it's that you as a superhost get exclusive rewards. If you're watching this, raise your hand if you have ever referred someone to use Airbnb. Did you ever receive 20% off your next Airbnb booking? Because that's the way that they get more users in, and they reward you that you brought another person onto their platform. But if you're a superhost, if you do that and you're a superhost and you get that other person to come on board, you get an additional 20% off on the next booking. So that's 40% off your next booking. That's almost 50% off. That is nice. I would instantly use that. You also, as a superhost, if you get it over the whole year for your superhostness, you as a superhost will get a $100 voucher or a coupon to use towards an Airbnb. They reward you for being such a good host to the guests that you have previously and in the future will bring to your home. I think that's really nice. So there are benefits. I am a host by myself, but I haven't done it in a while because I co-host, or I'm a primary co-host towards regular hosts because they want me to do the day-to-day activities, the communication, everything, which I have no problem with. However, the exclusive rewards with getting Superhost status does not come to a co-host. I don't get rewarded for the extra 20% if I get someone else to come on board. I don't get on my profile that I'm associated with a Superhost. If Airbnb were to want to get a bit better in that area, I would suggest to them that they see the connection between co-host and Superhost and give a co-host a coupon or something at the end of the year.
I am tired. I need some water, but I have no. Oh, hold on. I have some water. We need some water. It's hot up here. Whew. You want some water? No.
But I just wanted to say I hope that this was beneficial to you, and I hope that you want to strive to become a Superhost because it does benefit you. That is the end of my spiel about Superhost and Airbnb. If you liked what I had to say, or like me, or like seeing me instead of Jeff or Christina, please give me a like below or a comment, say hello, and please subscribe because Airbnb tips and tricks might be pushed into our videos more often if you guys like this one. You might see more of my face in my small garage apartment. I hope that we can see each other soon. Go see the other Starmers. Bye.
It's so fucking hot in here. Whew, I need my AC running, but it's too loud.
I'm not in this video.